You started to mention the Chiefs. Let's take a look at them now.
I've never seen anything like it.
They like this, though. This is not, like different owners like to complain about their schedule, and it seems like every year Art Rooney has a gripe about his schedule. I've never heard Clark Hunt complain.
Nope.
I've never heard Andy Reid complain.
Nope.
I've never heard Patrick Mahomes complain.
Never.
If anything, they say, we love it.
Right. No, they're like that. And that, I know we talked about this yesterday, and we've talked about it a million times in the last 5 years. It's just the Chiefs love the show. They do. Turn the lights on. Turn the bright lights on. Here we go. Put the spotlight on me. Watch me go. Watch me be a star. But as much as they have a positive attitude about all of that, this is still ridiculously crazy tough with the amount of movement, the amount of days they're playing in, short weeks, all over the place. 7 night games. I don't know if I've ever heard anybody in NFL history, and I don't know if we can look that up, that has 7 night games. 7 p.m. or later, the Chiefs are playing 7 times. I've never heard that. Then a bunch of other standalone games off of that. So I look at it and go, man, the schedule itself is pretty tough, okay? And it might not be quite as tough as the Eagles overall, what we saw, but the structure of it is one of the toughest I've ever seen. And the Chiefs can say all they want. You know how it is. You're a routine guy, and they'll try to overcome it and not make it a big deal. But everybody likes their routine. And when you're on, Sunday night, and then the next week we're on Monday night, and then, it's a week off, and then it's Thursday, and then it's, we're back on this day, and we got to travel here, and we're gonna, it's tough. It's tough, and I think the NFL is making it about as tough on them as they possibly can here.
And look, for the Sunday games, again, we don't have the specific kickoff time, but a lot of those are 4:25. Starting with week 2, Fox gets a coup right out of the gates with the Super Bowl 59 rematch. Although, based upon how Super Bowl 59 went, it's quite possible the other networks said, we're good. No, we don't need that one.
I hear you. Well, it will be at home, right, for the Chiefs. That'll be an advantage. And as we always know in those type of matchups, the team that lost the Super Bowl is usually very edgy, at least a lot more edgy than the team that won it. So I think we'll get a good game there regardless. But, it just starts right off the bat. Like, hey, you're the Chiefs. You're the best traveling show in the world. Go to Brazil. And then come back and play the greatest team we've seen in the last 24 years in the NFL. And then it's at the Giants on Sunday night. And it's their home opener, by the way, just so you know. They've been on the road for 2 weeks, so the fans will be extra rabid that night. And then,
that'll make a difference.
Well, it will a little bit. Hey, screw you, okay? How many
Remember
Super
what I
Bowls
said
you
earlier?
got, Vikings
I'm not going to
fans?
say it again. I don't care. The Giants suck right now. I don't care how many Super Bowls you got in your case.
Yeah.
The Giants suck right now, and the Vikings might suck this year, but you're not going to talk me into thinking the Giants are going to be good this year just because they have a lot of primetime games.
All right. I don't know what you're getting so heated on and personal about there. You have a serious and emotional problem. You have to go sit on the couch. It's the second day in a row you've gone crazy over something stupid. I know. That's what's scary. But either way, it's a home opener for the Giants, who will be trying to prove something and do that. And they do have a good defense. Then it's, it's the Ravens. And then you think, it's the Ravens, only the second best team in football. Big deal. All right. And then it's a Monday night at the Jaguars. And then it's, hey, you're back home against the third best team in football, the Lions. I just can't get over the way it all shakes out for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Look. I thought we'd maybe see more of the Jaguars in primetime this year because of Travis Hunter. But if we're going to see the Jaguars in primetime, how about a game they're not going to lose by 30? Although with the Chiefs,
they never beat anybody by 30.
How can I forget? They play with their food. So maybe it will be entertaining on that Monday night, week 5, where the Jaguars get their primetime game. Three teams, by the way, have no primetime games. See, that there used to be, and for a league that harps on integrity of the game and competitive balance, there used to be rules.
They're out the window.
Right.
Yeah.
Every team has to have a primetime game. 3 teams have none. Browns, Titans, Saints, none. And that's good for them because they can have a routine. One of those 3 teams, all of them may have 1 o'clock Eastern all year long, like the Texans did 2 years ago, up until they got moved to Saturday night because they were good enough to be flexed into that window that was a de facto AFC South championship game. It is better to have fewer primetime games, and that sends the entire schedule out of whack. And it's an edge for, let's say, if you're a great team, that doesn't have more than 4. I'd say that's the dividing line. If you've got 5 or more, you're getting a short straw. And what the hell are the Dolphins doing with 5 primetime games?
That was one of those surprised by me.
Who got drunk and made their schedule?
And what I wanted to ask...
The Falcons? Man, they're betting on the Falcons being good. If you're betting on the Dolphins being good, I'll take your money.
I noticed both of them last night when I was kind of ripping through every team's schedule going, damn, I can't believe they gave the Dolphins and the Falcons that many primetime football games. What I want to ask Pete, too, and he can answer in my ear, the Lions with their 5 primetime games, is that only night games? Does that count like Thanksgiving standalone game? Right, so it does not count this Thanksgiving standalone game, or the 425, but that's basically 6 primetime games for the Lions. But, Mike, I totally agree with you. This year seems like more than ever, they went with, like, we're playing the hits, screw everybody else, and that's how we're going to shake this thing out, and we're going to go with good quarterbacks and big markets and old traditional teams and all the big slots, and I don't know, it just feels like that more than ever this year.
Well, look, it's a business, folks. This is why they do it. They want to get the biggest possible numbers, and we're part of it too. We don't want shit games on Sunday night.
Not.
We want to have the biggest games and the biggest crowds. So, no, thank you. We don't want the Jaguars. No, thank you. We don't want the Saints. No, thank you. We don't want the Browns. Side effects may include diarrhea, as the Titans say. We don't want those teams. We want the good teams. And every network wants the good teams. And the NFL wants more and more money from the various networks. And then the NFL wants to have the ability to peel off an exclusive game here or there and sell it to Netflix and sell it to YouTube and do this. And that trend is going to continue. So the good teams are going to get tapped on the shoulder far more often than the bad teams. And that's just the way it goes. But it affects the competitive balance and the overall integrity of the season, and they can't claim credibly that it doesn't.
No, and maybe that's the way they like it. Maybe that's the way they like it, and maybe they look at it and go, hey, that's an advantage for the teams at the bottom of the totem pole here to kind of even up things a little bit. Their schedules
will be more consistent. That's not why they're doing it, though.
I know you're not. I know. Maybe it's an unintended consequences that they've thought of after the fact. But, yeah, we'll see. I know one thing we know is that 1 p.m., like you talked about, I think, yesterday or was the day before, we saw the Houston Texans 2 years ago just fly under the radar, 1 p.m., 1 p.m., 1 p.m., and they credited that to being able to fly under the radar, stay on the same schedule all the time, overall. So maybe one of these teams like Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans, they'll benefit from that. We'll see. But, yeah, it does, like, you're right, Mike. I think with people paying as much as they are for certain TV products and what they're doing right now, I think the NFL has realized, like, we can't deliver – right, Jaguars, Titans on week 9 anymore. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect those franchises, and I played for the Titans, you know that, but you know what I'm trying to say here.
I remember when they would do the Color Rush games and the Thursday night game, and it would be December. I remember decorating our tree with Jaguars, Titans on, and my wife at one point said, why in the hell are we watching this
I think they've realized they gotta get away from that. I think that's the big thing. Some of the stinkers we had on Amazon right on Thursday night 2 years ago. So hopefully this fixes that. But you're right, the competitive balance. I mean, what they're doing to the Chiefs. I have never, even the great New England Patriots, 6 Super Bowls and 18 years and all that, never saw a schedule like the Kansas City Chiefs have with all the flying around, different days, different games. It's pretty amazing.
Pop quiz that Pete has dropped into the documents. Per DraftKings, the Chiefs are underdogs in one game this season. Which one? I think I know.
Well, I mean, it's got to be the Eagles at home, right?
I think it's at the Bills week 9.
Okay. Wow, good job, Mike.
How about that?
Wow, at Bills. Wow. Okay. All right.
Well, I think it's the whole home and road thing. Playing at home will make them a 1-point favorite. I think the betting will change that. I think they'll be underdogs by the time week 2 rolls around. Also, both the Chiefs and the Eagles get extra rest before that week 2 showdown because the Eagles play on Thursday and the Chiefs play in Brazil on Friday. That was one of the worst kept secrets in NFL circles. Chiefs at Chargers on that Friday night for a free streaming game on YouTube. A free, at a time when there's a lot of heat on the NFL for, we got to buy this and we got to buy this and we got to buy this. I mean, it's, okay, I'm not going to say anything more about that, but nobody can complain about that Friday night game because it's going to be available for free to anyone and everyone on YouTube. And with the Chiefs as part of it, that's going to be a massive number too. It dawned as yesterday sunk in.
Yeah.
Because I think it's yesterday when they announced the Cowboys-Chiefs game on Thanksgiving in that 4:30 p.m. Eastern spot. That's going to shatter the single season viewership record.
I would think
I looked
so.
it up.
Right.
The record is 42.1 million from a Giants-Cowboys game on Thanksgiving in 2022. That broke the record of the Giants 49ers epic Monday night game from 1990, even though the game wasn't epic, 7-3.
How dare you?
Won.
That was epic.
But I mean, it was a boring
No,
game.
it was.
But there was a big buildup.
Yeah.
That broke that, and that Giants-Cowboys game wasn't nearly as compelling as what this year's Chiefs-Cowboys game is going to be.
No, definitely. I'm with you there. That could break some records for sure. But yeah, they're playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And who was the other team? There was another team that was playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Lions.
The Lions. Right? Which I was surprised to see. Hey, we always say football is family, and they're taking away their team or their family away from their family during the holidays on both major holidays. But either way,
the Chiefs want that. The Chiefs want to be the permanent Christmas team.
I got you. No, I know. It's amazing, and it does. It seems like every big holiday, every big game, every big weekend, every big standalone, it's Chiefs, Eagles. They're there, right? The Packers, the Lions, they're right there next to it. So, it'll be fun to watch. But, man, that Chiefs schedule, I'm serious, Mike. Have you ever seen a team play that many? Yeah, it's unreal.
I feel like they're addicted to the adrenaline of being in those big spots, and there's a concern that if they play games at 1 o'clock Eastern on a Sunday, they're more likely to screw around and find themselves in a close game late. Remember, that was the game they should have lost. There's plenty of games they should have lost last year, but the game they should have lost to the Broncos, but for the blocked field goal, that was a 1 o'clock Eastern game on a Sunday. I just feel like they're more inclined to play with their food when they know that fewer people are watching.
Yeah, I hear you. They can be that way, certainly at times. But, interesting that the two Super Bowl contenders there, we're going to see them week 2. They both got tough schedules, and it won't be easy for either one of them to climb back up the mountain there and get to that Super Bowl trophy again.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.